It's time to meditate with Shelly, my friend. Welcome to Yoga Bliss. Join in on this bedtime meditation story of Violet's scary bedtime thoughts. No matter what you do, what happens inside of your mind before you go to sleep? Taking a big, deep breath into your belly, filling up your tummy like a big balloon, and letting it go. Big balloon into your tummy, and letting it go. Take your legs and stretch them out long on your bed. And now take your arms and fly them up to a T and lift them all the way up above your ears, straightening them out long. If there is a wall or a headboard above you, wiggle jiggle down until you can stretch your body long, like a lowercase L. Stretch your body long, squeeze everything. Purse your lips, squeeze your eyes, squeeze your arms, squeeze your tummy, squeeze your booty, squeeze your legs, curl your toes, squeeze everything, hold it in, and then sigh out relief. One more time, my friend. Make everything long and stretched out and squish your face, squish all the muscles in your arms and your legs and your tummy and your booty, and squish your toes and let it go with a It's time to get relaxed and sleepy. Allow your eyes to be gently open. Allow your eyes, if you choose to keep them open, to stare at something or gaze upon one thing. Maybe it is your stuffy you are snuggling in your arms, or maybe it is something in your room that makes you feel so good. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel cozy. Go ahead and take your eyes and stare at that. Or with the next yawn, sigh it out and allow your eyes to get heavy. Allow them to be heavier and heavier until you can barely help but keeping them open, and they just shut close. If you still are feeling wiggly, go ahead, shake it on out. Get your last minute wiggles out. Your body is ready. It's ready to rest. It's ready for sleep. It's telling you that it's time. One last wiggle, jiggle. And finally nestling into your bed like a little baby bird, snuggling up under your cozy blankets. Maybe making those blankets so nice and cozy if you like them. Yawn again. Getting sleepier with every breath. You can tuck your blankies in tight, snug as a bug in a kitty cat rug, making yourself a big burrito. Or if you don't like your blankets on, go ahead, poke one foot out, poke a leg out. Or if you really don't like your blankets, you can kick them all off and let your body be as free as the bird. Now it's time to join in for Violet's scary bedtime thoughts. Big yawn, my friend. It was bedtime in Violet's house. Every time bedtime comes near, Violet gets so excited. She gets so excited The second she gets in her bed, she starts flopping and wriggling and writhing around in her bed. She goes a little nuts, wiggling around, kicking her feet up and down, doing somersaults. Big yawn, my friend. Viiolet gets so wiggly, and as soon as her mom and her daddy tell her that it's time to turn off the light, that it's time for bed, in creep those scary bedtime thoughts. So Viiolet wiggles around more. She takes a breath and she hops up off of her bed. She slowly creeps down as she listens by the door. Even her mommy put on her favorite bedtime sounds. The sounds are peaceful. They make Viiolet feel sleepy, but she can't seem to be with her own bedtime thoughts. Thoughts of scary, dark images come inside of her mind. Thoughts of things that she did wrong throughout the day creep in, and she doesn't know why. Big yawn. Getting sleepier and sleepier. Viiolet can't help herself. As she sits by the door, she starts thinking about all the things that went wrong in her day. All the friends who didn't play with her at school. All the hard math work that was so hard, Viiolet felt like she couldn't get anything right. She couldn't even get a turn on this green spinny thing at recess. And even at second recess, no one would give her a turn on the swing. So Viiolet sat by her door creaked open, thinking and worrying about every little thing that she did wrong. So she gently creaked open her bedroom door. As she creaked open Yanni Yannerton's her bedroom door, she crawled down the hallway like a kitty. Meow, meow. She meowed and purred past her sleeping baby brother's room. He was sound asleep. Sounds of grumbly Hugo's snores rumbled out of the room. She crept down the hall. She creaked open her mom and dad's door. But the bed was still made, and on top of it, flopped over, was a drooling brother James. Drooling James was snoring like a bear, even louder. My bear, he slept talk. James always did that. He would blurt out obnoxious things in the middle of the night, things that wouldn't even make sense. He would sit up in the middle of the night and yell, "Shoes! Running shoes! Shoes on!" He had no idea what he was saying. Viiolet shook her head and giggled at her wacky brother, and she slowly crept. She pitched her butt up high and crawled down on her elbows. Slowly, she inched her way to the stairs. As she inched her way to the stairs, she heard music playing. She heard voices that sounded like her mommy's and daddy's. As she crept down the stairs in the narrow hallway, she couldn't see into the living room, but she could see light on, and she could hear her mommy and daddy laughing and talking and having so much fun together. Viiolet thought, "No fair. Why do they get to stay up late? I am, after all, 8.5 years old. I should get up to stay up late." And then in Violet's mind crept a scary picture of her walking down the street. And as she walked down the street, She was all alone, and she looked around, and a black, scary car crept up to her. And Viiolet took off running as fast as she could, and the scary black car drove away. Viiolet shook her head from side to side. Her heart nearly jumped out of her throat as she came back to where she was from her thinking thoughts. She wasn't quite as scared as she listened to her mom and her dad's soothing voices. And she finally crawled and meow, meow, and purred herself down the hallway. As she purred and meowed, her mom, like she always did, before she could even spot Viiolet. Viiolet, is that you? Are you out of bed? It is time to go to bed, my darling. You have had snuggles, you have had water, you have had story time, you've even had a meditation. It's time, Viiolet. Viiolet raises up to her knees like a sad puppy. But Mommy, I'm having scary thoughts and I can't make them go away. I feel like my dark butterflies are taking me over and all of my light butterflies are gone. And plus I am really thirsty and I need some more water. Please, Mommy. Outside, Violet's mom. Go ahead, get yourself a water. And you know, my darling, you get to choose what you think about before bedtime. You don't have to think all the bad things that you did today. I know how it goes because I used to do that. I used to think all of those yucky, nasty thoughts. But like I've told you, my darling, you get to choose. What do you want to think about? What do you want to dream about? Viiolet whimpered, I don't know. My scary thoughts keep coming and coming and they won't go away, and no matter how many deep breaths I take, no matter how many balloon breaths, no matter how many birthday candles, no matter how much my music plays, my bad thoughts are coming in and my closet is so dark and scary. I feel creepy. I feel creepy in my bed. Mommy, can I please sleep in your bed? Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. It's so dark. Please, Mommy, my scary bedtime thoughts won't go away. Viiolet, it's okay. I will walk you up to bed. Just one moment. And Violet's mom picks her up, her long, hangy body. Viiolet drapes her arms over her mommy's shoulder. She rests her head sideways on her shoulder, wraps her legs around, and she smiles and waves her fingers to her daddy. Her daddy says, "Good night, Viiolet. Go to sleep, my dear." And up her mom clumps one stair at a time. Viiolet can hear her mom's breath. It's flowing in gently and out gently. She grabs on to her mommy's mala beads, these special stone beads. She grabs a hold and runs her fingers up and down, and she jiggles them, and they make her feel safe and cozy. As they get to her room, her mommy kneels her on the bed and gently lays her down, tucking her in, letting one leg fall out, fluffing her pillows in the right direction, and snuggling up to her side. Mommy, they're coming back, all of my scary bedtime thoughts. I can't stop thinking about it. And in streams again, all of the bad things that Viiolet had done, all of the ways that she thinks she is not good enough, and that she thinks she is not smart enough, and that she does not have enough friends, and that maybe she needed to get a new shirt, but she didn't have a new shirt. All she had was the silly shirt that her mommy bought for her last year. Viiolet, What do you choose to think about right now? What do you want to think about? Says her mommy. And Viiolet whimpers, I don't know, Mommy. I can't stop them. And my breath, I feel like I can't take a big breath in. It feels like it's being squeezed like a squeezy tube. Her mommy puts her hands on her heart, one on the front and one on the back, and she says, slow down, my darling. Slow down your thoughts. Slow it down and envision and see a white light, or maybe picture a star shooting and beaming in the sky, or maybe it's just one star shining. As you look up in the sky, know that is your star. Everyone has their very own star in the sky. That's why there are so many stars for all of the children, for all of the teenagers, for all of the parents and grandparents and great-great-grandparents, for all of the babies, the young and the old. As you look up, my darling, know that that star is always shining for you. And no matter how dark and how scary things may seem, know there is always light within the darkness. There is always light inside of you. I know, my darling, I too sometimes experience scary thoughts at bedtime. I let all of my fears and my worries and my doubts of my day take me over. You do, Mommy? What? Even you? Viiolet was in shock. Yes, honey. Of course, mommies aren't perfect. Life is not about being perfect, and nobody is perfect. Not me, not your dad, not your brothers, not any of your aunties or your uncles, not any of your teachers. No one is perfect, says her mommy. What? You're not perfect, Mommy? No, sweetheart, I'm not, says her mommy. But Mommy, what do you do? What do you do when you feel so dark and so scared at bedtime? Says Viiolet. I breathe, honey. I breathe a breath down into my belly. I let it fill up my ribs and all the way up to my upper chest like a glass of water. And then I blow my breath away. And I know that when I feel love and light inside, that all of my fears will go away, because that's what that darkness is, my darling. It's when you close out the love. So if we can learn to open our heart light and shine our heart light and feel love and give ourselves love, we can let all of the fears go away. Her mommy sighs and rubs her back. Viiolet takes a breath. Love, she mutters. Yes, sweetheart, love. Love is all you need. Her mom sings a sweet little song in her ear, stroking her hair, tickling her back, rubbing her hips, rubbing out the growing pains in her ankles and her feet. Viiolet is finally calming down. She is finally feeling what it feels like to open her heart to love. Her mommy gives her a kiss on the third eye, on her forehead, and a hug, and whispers, I love you, my darling. And remember, you get to choose what you dream about. You can choose what you think about. What do you want to dream about tonight? With her eyes closed, June is snuggled up. "The cupcakery, Mommy," Viiolet says. "I want to go to the cupcakery. I want to go into my cupcakery and I want to make cupcakes. And I want to have clouds filled in the cupcakery. But it's not just a tiny cupcake, it's a giant cupcake, but it's the size of a house. But the outside of it is all frosting and cake. Is that even possible? Can that happen?" Viiolet says, "Anything is possible, my darling, inside of your mind. Go into your cupcakery, and if you want, I will meet you there." Her mommy gives her one last kiss goodnight. "Okay, Mommy, thank you." And Viiolet snuggles up, and she closes her eyes, and suddenly all of the scary, dark thoughts lift off of her chest, like the giant elephant that was smashing her down into her bed grew a pair of angel wings and fluttered and flew off. And there Viiolet was, thinking happy thoughts, thinking kind thoughts, thinking things that she wants to think. Viiolet smiles, closes her eyes, takes a big yawn, and drifts off to her dreamland, where she dreams of happy, wonderful dreams. And even if there is a night where Viiolet gets roused by a scary nightmare or a bedtime thought, she shakes her head, she takes a deep breath, grabs a drink of water, and she holds back the thoughts that she wants to think. She brings them and wakes them up. And she dreams of mermaids and butterflies with fairy wings and all the happy things that she wants to think. And so, my friend, it is time for you to snuggle up in your bed. It is time to let your eyes close if they're not already closed. It is time to yawn. And it is time for you to let go of any scary or unkind thoughts who keep creeping into your mind. It's time for you to let them go, to let go of all of the things that you think you should have done today, or the things that you didn't do right, or the people that you feel you let down. Put your hands on your heart and breathe in a big breath of love for yourself. And tell yourself, thank you. Thank you for being me. Thank you for everything. Giving yourself a big hug, wrapping your arms around each other. And now I ask you, my lovely friend, my strong and brave and compassionate and kind friend, what would you like to think about tonight? What would you like to dream about? No matter what it is that's running through your mind, with the next deep breath, breathe it in and blow it away. Big breath in and blow it away. And now open up your imagination to think happy thoughts, thoughts of things which bring you joy and laughter and fun. A fun-filled memory that you had with your favorite person in the whole world. Maybe you were running or scootering or riding a bike or hopscotching or blowing bubbles or swimming or playing dolls. Or maybe it was just walking by a tree and looking up at the tree and feeling so much love, or noticing the birds chirping and singing in the skies and the chipmunks chattering. Whatever it is, hold that in your heart. And it's time for bed. It's time to doze off.